Okay, we've made it to the new plaza on our stroll, which upon reading, it's called the new plaza because it was the new plaza when it was built in the 15th century. Actually, 14th century. So it's not really new anymore, but it's still called the new plaza. Just a little bit trivia for you. Now, it was a chilly walk. It's about 55 degrees here. A little colder in the shade, a little warmer in the sun. So we're looking for a little coffee. Here's some churros and chocolate. So we'll get a churro, chocolate, and some coffee. And then we're going to continue our scenic stroll. Alright, continuing our stroll after our little churro and chocolate shop stop, which was right there in front of you, in front of that building. So this is continuing up the new square. This is the municipal building. This is where you would go to court back in the day. I don't think you still do. It was originally the courthouse, and you would leave there and then go straight to prison, which was back then was just on the other side of the square. So it was a short walk for you. We're going to keep walking on up this historic area. Really like, there's a castle at the very top. I can't show you right this second because it's sort of out of view. But way up there is a castle. We don't know how to get up there yet, so we're going to find out. We're walking in that direction. We're going to try and avoid having to walk all the way up that mountain, but we're going to see. It's a very cool church here. I'll have to look that one up. So, really nice street. Everything here is some of the oldest areas. So everything here is from 12 and 1300s when it was originally built. Well, continuing our walk through the oldest part of the city, we made it to one of the city gates here that leaving the city actually and headed up to the main castle. I don't think we're gonna plan on walking all the way up to the castle right this minute, but we're gonna look around. Oh wow, you can really see up through there how big it's gonna be. See if I can get a shot. It's kind of hard through these trees, but we're literally surrounded by it. You can see the castle through the trees. It goes all the way around, and you can't see it on this side, but it goes all the way around us and all the way up through there. So it's going to be pretty cool. And right now we're in the Alhambra forest, which leads to the Alhambra as well as this castle, and it's sitting in the middle of Granada, which is crazy. Pretty wild. Okay, we're on a scenic route, and we just realized I'm glad I'm not driving, because on this road you have to get out of the street and hide in a doorway every time something drives by. And the policia. And now everybody runs back into the street. Now watch all the people up there have to move. This is crazy. Could be worse. I could be driving here. See, Kimberly, I could have drove us here. Could be worse. Let's go over here. Let's take a right. This little area out while we wait on some traffic to run by. It's crazy. Castle, there's still a castle up there. It's a beautiful area. This is the oldest area of all of Granada that still survives. The city is obviously much older, but this is the oldest part that's still here. And it's been here between the 700s to the 1200s in this area. But I don't think there's any really buildings left from the 700s, because the oldest one we saw was 1200 and something. And there's a lot more up through there. Alright. Not sure what this part used to be, but the whole bank here is covered in like old stuff. It used to be something. I mean everywhere. All the way up. Alright. We're gonna keep moving. Keep heading uptown. This whole area is named after the bank of this river. I know it looks like a creek now, but most of the year it looks like a river. And it's this whole neighborhood, and it's just named the left bank of the river in Spanish based on the name of this one. And the further we get up through here, the really prettier it's gotten so far. There's a little less people, a little less crowds when the cars come flying by now, though, because there's less people. But other than that, look at this church. This is beautiful. I haven't even had time to research. There's been so much awesome stuff to see while we're walking. I'll have to check out and see what some of this is called later. I know we were in the ancient Moorish area. We just passed where they had the ancient Amman, where they have their ancient baths like the Roman baths. This is a really cool building here. What's this? This looks like one of those Kimberly doors. Look at that stairwell. Holy cow. Wow, the Grenada. They were scooting by like this with the bus watch. They were working it. This dog, the dog is sweet. You got that coin? I like it.
Nunca pensé que pudieras abrazarme. Sin apenas tocarme, llegar.
Look at this old place here. In the middle of town, right below the castle. Pretty wild. Okay, we have strolled for a few hours now, checking everything out. Come to this little plaza, which is on this little river. Just past the oldest part of town. Still in a Moorish section, but it's turning into what became the original Jewish section of the town. Granada, although it was started and ran by the Moors, it was a Jewish settlement, even though it was not really owned, but operated and ran by the Moors. The thing that got me was, look at this bank over there. There's actually little rooms in this bank wall. What do you think that looks like in there? I'm telling. Wow. Alright, we're going to keep strolling through the park. Maybe sit at one of these nice benches or one of these little restaurants here on the side. Have some food. Wow. This building contains the Museum of Arts, but I haven't figured out what it used to be. Right now it holds a Museum of Art, but I'll figure that out. Yeah, it reminds you of Morocco. All the spells of Morocco. All the cuisine, Marrakesh restaurant, yeah. Everything just looks just like Morocco. Look at this little building. Kimberly's ready for some Moroccan food. While she's checking it out, I'm gonna look at the view, which I'm sure is gonna be incredible fabulous. Incredibles. Oh, I see ya. I see a group of people hanging out over here, which means the view must be spectacular. Oh man. Yep, I believe we have arrived. All today's walking has led us to this point. Alright. What you're gonna see here is the Alhambra, is what's across from us. You see the Alhambra over there and this Granada to the right. It's not crowded. I love all the people you find just playing music on the streets around here. Ooh, there's a door Kimberly would love. One after another gorgeous doors in this area. I feel like the city of Granada pays people to just sit around and play music. Not really, I know they work for tips. It's a Kimberly's place, I can tell by looking. Yeah, I do like those. I thought so. Let's go over here to the view. Alright, here we are. We've made it up to the Alhambra. And after buying our tickets, what I realized is there's a lot more to the Alhambra than the Alhambra. There's the Alhambra, there's a fortress, there's a palace. There's a bunch of viewing observation areas. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we're not sure what all to see. Everything's in Spanish, and I see a line of people over there waiting to get in that we're probably supposed to be in. So that's the first learning experience. We had a great cab driver on the way here because you can only get here by cab or walking. So we had a great cab driver. He helped us get in, told us what to say, and told us what time to line up where and all that stuff. But it's so huge. We're still finding it a little complicated. Man, they got us roped off here so we can't see the view. Oh, excuse me. I guess if you're the police, you can. Normal people know. Really neat. What's this down here is part of the deal. Alright, let's go get in line and figure out what we're supposed to do next. But this building with this stone is amazing to me. It's got hand like carved little patterns in the rock. Wow. This building contains the Museum of Arts, but I haven't figured out what it used to be. Right now it holds a Museum of Art, but I'll figure that out. Who's this down there at the bottom? It's Kimberly. There she comes. Kimberly's coming up to check it out. She'll like it. That's their, look over here, security. That's a pretty building right there. I'm not sure which one that one is. With all the oranges. There's so much to see out there. It's hard to take it all in.
Mira, el Guti tiene su truco que es del coche. Yo tengo lo de scenic. Tú tendrás que buscártela. Ok.
All right. We are climbing the Alcazaba, which means fort. We're doing it quickly because we have a Kimberly's penetrated the fortress walls. We have to do it fairly quickly because we have an appointment to see the palace at sharp 11. Wow. Were these the old houses that they used here? Oh yeah, it was the barrio. I read about this online. This was the little neighborhood where everybody lived in. These are what's left of the walls, but each one of these was a little house. So this was a whole little village for the fort where the soldiers lived. It was basically the barracks. Very cool. Alright, we get to keep strolling. Man, these things are crazy. This incredible place was one of the first things built in Granada by the Moors when they took over in around 700 AD. They ruled for about 700 years before the Crusades and the Christians conquered and took over. Several cities were switched back and forth multiple times between the two, but not Granada, since it's up in the mountains. It held strong for 700 years and then went all at once when everything else went. Here we are. Ooh, this seems like a neat little spot. Check this out. Wow. Really cool view of the castle, or the fort, and the city. This is impressive. I'll bet we can both see our place where we're staying over here. So impressive. The sun's a little brutal when looking back at the fort, though. Sorry about that. Let's see. It's always a lot of work to avoid a sea of Chinese TikTokers. That's the only thing really, from a tourist standpoint, we've seen here is Chinese people, and that's about it. It's pretty empty this time of year, but that's why we love it. Look at that one up there. Really incredible. So if we look way off in the distance, I can see where we're staying. I see the cathedral. I don't know if you'll be able to, but there's a great big old cathedral right there in center screen. That's where we're staying, right beside of it. So let's go around this side and check this out. Granada's pretty large. Look at that cathedral there. Oh, I pointed the wrong one out earlier. There's the cathedral where we're staying. That's the large main cathedral of Granada, and we're staying right in front of that big tower. On the other side of that tower, you can see there. All right. Sun's a little brutal on this side, but it sure is pretty either way. I don't know what those towers are right below us there. Nope. You're right. I see. I guess oh, there's the gardens. They're really below us. That's why they call it the gardens. Well, and the trees all on the side of the fort. Okay, now we're starting to see why this area is called the garden. But look at this snow-capped mountain up here. Hopefully you can see that. I can't on this little screen, but that's all. Oh, this little fountain is cool. Like that. Orange trees and lemon trees. Oh, you hear that? That's the love-making whistle of the North Grenadan whispering willow bird. This is its mating season now. It only it only mates at the end of January when tourists from Southwest Virginia are in town.
That's a songbird.
I'm just gonna keep walking. This room is pretty impressive. It's the details. They're busy telling everyone not to touch anything because the oils from your hand can really mess it up, stay on there and cause degradation. But everything in here is hand carved stone, or it's hand painted tiles. Up there, that's all wood inlay. That wood inlay is incredible, and the wood carvings on the beams. Yeah, the tiles, all hand painted. Yeah, they are. I know it's hand carved limestone. Nice view from in there too. It's easy to see the Moorish history here and all the shapes, the size of the door frames and the designs. You can tell are very Arabic. So yeah, it's over 1,000 years old, this area. Just the details on the wood, on the carvings on the walls. It's crazy. The other thing that really is cool to me is all the way out they handle all the fountains up here. Yeah, those tiles are awesome. The way they do these fountains are pretty interesting to me because this is a natural fountain that comes from a spring, and they're everywhere here. But how do they get that on top of a hill? Like we're on top of a mountain. I don't know. It takes a pretty good feat to get running water like that naturally with gravity on top of a hill. It's pretty incredible. Yes, that is some serious doors. Look back in the sun. Looks a lot better this way. Wow. There's a lot of people waiting to see. Another awesome room. All right, here we go. The hits keep coming. Wow, this is pretty cool back through there. Ooh, holy cow. No wonder it was considered one of the most impressive buildings and rooms in the world in 700 AD. Wow. Wow. There's the famous fountain of the lions. If I remember correctly, that fountain is over 1,000 years old. It's a very famous fountain. I think it's 11 lions, but I cannot remember the number without counting. This place is crazy. Okay, there's another room we're pushing our way into. Wow. Wow. Here's the interior of the courtyard, garden area. And there's so much to take in here in all directions. There's castles and water features and fountains and building after building after building involved here in the Alhambra. This whole area, I wish I had just a lot of time to study all the history here. Just what I've read for the last couple of days is incredible. There's my girl.
Look behind you.
I did. A little hard with the sun. I wonder how many people have stepped into that water. If I didn't have Kimberly holding my arm just then, I probably would have. I'd like to catch that on video if anybody's going to take a swim. We're still walking. We have found that we have underestimated the size of this complex. It's many acres, many buildings, many kilometers walking. We still have, I don't know if you can see way over there, this trail goes all the way around on that side, all through there, and then over to that castle. But we started way down there. So, onward.
English gardens. It's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah, very cool. Ready.
No, gracias.
All right.
Daisy.
This is a really cool fountain. It's hard to duplicate it.